Hey there YouTube, it's Bobi aka Paginator, and I'm here today with my December 2022 TBR game. I sat down to play the TBR Avatar game that I usually do, and I thought, you know what, I haven't done this Jade style in a while, meaning do TBR Pursuit. So I grabbed G's cards and a TBR Pursuit or a Trivial Pursuit game board and kind of a mishmashing G and Jade's TBR games together. And here we go. Here we are in front of the board. We are going to be using G's cards from TBR Avatar and a Trivial Pursuit board. And when Jade plays this, she has different colors than I do. So I have used some of her categories and changed up some. So green is going to be middle grade. Pink, so green middle grade. Pink will be YA. This brown color will be adult. I don't have a whole lot of adult books, so I'm hoping that I don't get a ton of this. Blue, blank, just like Jade does. Yellow will be sci-fi or fantasy. And orange will be realistic. I might regret these categories. I might turn out to hate this method, but if I do, then I probably won't air this video and I'll do the regular TBR Avatar. So let's just get into it. I will be doing 10 prompts like I usually do. Each one of these fits 6, so I'll be doing 6 in one and 4 in the other, or 5 and 5 or whatever. So let's put this one in the middle. I guess we'll start with pink and go from there. Sorry, I've got like stuff over here. I just have supplies I need for this game. Roll number 1, 2. So I can go 2 in any direction, and I want to just start with something that I think I can handle, which will be YA. And we will draw a card. If you see me writing down here in the corner, if you see my hand moving, I just write down my prompts so I don't forget them. All right. We've got our cards here. We need a YA book. Pick whatever video book you want. Just make sure to brew some tea when reading. Awesome! Now, in November, I drew a redraw card. So if I don't like any of the cards that I draw, I can use a redraw one time. I have that option. Yeah, that's an element from G's game, and we're playing with a board that's like Jade's. I know it's a whole big mishmash. I know. So book number 1 gave us any young adult book I want, as long as I brew some tea while reading it. And so I am going with The Memory of Babel. This is number 3 in the Mirror Visitor Quartet by Christelle Dabos. I've been wanting to get this on a TBR for quite a while. Because it is the 3rd book in a series, I don't want to read the back of this one to you in case I spoil some things. But I will tell you that this is about Ophelia, who has some special powers, and she gets betrothed to a guy. What's his name? It's been forever since I read the last one. Thorn is the guy, and there is a whole very, very complex political system going on in the world where they live, and there are these places that are like islands floating in the sky, and there's all kinds of craziness going on, and she gets embroiled in the political intrigue going on in a deep way. It's super intriguing, and the development of the relationship between her and Thorn is a slow burn, but it's starting to like get to that point where like, oh my gosh, they're actually gonna like each other and stuff. So I'm super excited to see that continue as I read book 3 in the series. Alright, sorry I had to go answer the phone. My grandma was calling me. I'm filming this before Thanksgiving to try to get ahead on some filming stuff, and she was calling about something I need to help her with on Thanksgiving Day. Anyway, we're going to slide a pink pie in here for this one, and this game is being nice to me so far. Let's go ahead and do roll number 2. For some reason I feel like rolling left-handed on this one. 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and we're right into adult. Oh, please let me have something that fits this category. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Ursa, family picture next read. Oh, yes, thank you. Roll number 2 got us an adult book and a family member pick. So I texted my cousin Jessie, and she picked Beard Necessities, which is the 7th book in the Winston Brothers series by Penny Reed. I am not the biggest fan of adult romance, but for some reason I love this series so dang much. And this is the book that follows Billy Winston, who's one of my favorite characters. Cletus, I think, is my favorite. If you're familiar with this series at all, let me know which brother you like the best. But this is Billy's story, and he's like been in love with this certain girl forever, and is he finally gonna get her? Like, since this is like a cozy romance series, I think he is, but how is it gonna happen? I don't know. There is another book in the series, and then there's like a little companion, like novella thing that goes with it as well. And I don't think she's written any more in this series. I'm gonna have to do some Googling to find out, but I have really enjoyed this series. Okay, we'll slide a little brown pie in there. Since I'm sitting like in the sunlight and the heater's on in my house because it's winter, I'm starting to get a little too hot. I might need a cold drink. Will you hold on while I go get a cold something? Da, 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 da. The best thing in the whole world, Diet Dr. Pepper. All right, I've set that off to the side so it doesn't have to sit in the sunshine, and we're ready to go for roll number 3. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll again. Okay. We're rolling again. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We better go to the yellow. Alright, so this is going to be sci-fi or fantasy in any age. Genre will be fine. The Spirit World. Read a supernatural story. Roll number 3 got us the category of sci-fi or fantasy, and the card said Spirit World, a supernatural story. So I'm going to go for Quintessence by Jess Redmond. This says, Alma Lucas doesn't feel like herself anymore. 3 months ago, her family moved to the town of 4 Points. Her panic attack started a week later, and they haven't stopped, even though she told her parents that they did. She's friendless and homesick, and inside she feels dark. Then one night, Alma watches as a star that looks like a golden child, falls from the sky and into her backyard. Alma knows what it's like to long for home, and she promises to help the starling return to the sky no matter what. But she can't do it alone. Alma will need the help of the enigmatic shopkeeper, an ancient alchemy book, and some unexpected new friends from the astronomy club. All of them must join together to create Quintessence, the magical element that can send the starling home. And so an adventure begins, an adventure that will take a little bit of science, a little bit of magic, and a spark of light that just might change the universe. So this sounds like it fits in with science fiction as well as being supernatural, so I think this fits the prompt very well. Roll number 4. 1. Roll again, or brown. Oh, we forgot to put the yellow pie in. Hang on. Alright, we're going to go to roll again, because again, I don't know how many adult books I have. 2. Brown or blue. Let's go blue, which is blue blank. So for Jade's game, that means that any card, like any age range, any genre, as long as it fits the prompt. Read a story with LGBTQIA plus rep. Cora is the name of the card. Alright, blue pie goes in here. Roll number 4 got us a blue blank and then a LGBTQIA plus representation. This book I've had for quite a while, and I'm finally going to get to it. It is Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens by Tanya Bodaju. Perpetually awkward Nima Kumara Clark is bored with her insular community of Bridgerton, not Bridgerton, just Bridgerton, in love with her straight girlfriend and trying to move past her mother's unexpected departure. After a bewildering encounter at a local festival, Nima finds herself suddenly immersed in the drag scene on the other side of town. This sounds fun. Macho drag kings, magical queens, new love interests, and surprising allies will move Nima both painfully and hilariously closer to a self she never knew she could be, one that can confidently express and accept love, but she'll have to learn to accept lost love to get there. Roll number 5. 1. Pink, pink, or pink? I think we're going to have to go with pink, which is, again, YA. And that's good because that's the kind of books I have the most of. Turtle Duck, a book you think will be uplifting or comforting. Alright, another pink pie goes in there. Number 5 got us a YA book, and the card was Turtle Duck, a book you think will be uplifting or comforting. We're going to go for number 4 in the Mirror Visitor Quartet, Storm of Echoes. Look at this chonker, but also look at how floppy it is. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be uplifting or comforting, but I feel like it's gonna, like, tie up the series and, like, be this, like, yay, it's done nicely. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so that's why I'm picking it for this category. And again, it is part of a longer series, which I already gave you kind of a synopsis of before. And let's go to roll number 6. 2, yellow or pink again? Huh. Is it bad that half my pie is going to be pink? Let's just put the pie in right now because I seem to keep forgetting those. We're just going for pink. North Pole, a story set in winter. Roll number 6 got us another YA, and North Pole, a story set in winter. Now, sometimes it's hard to tell what season a book is set in, so I actually had to get online and look through some blog posts and different things to find a YA book set in the winter time, and I found one that I have, Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. It came without a dust jacket. I think it was in an Alcrate box, and it also does not have a synopsis for me to read to you. So I should have done this before, but I'm going to go grab my iPad and look it up, and then I'll have something to share with you. Okay, so this is what Goodreads tells us. In a city covered in ice and ruin, a group of magicians face off in a daring game of magical feats to find the next headliner of the conquering circus, only to find themselves under the threat of an unseen danger striking behind the scenes. As each act becomes more and more risky and the number of missing magicians piles up, 3 are forced to reckon with their secrets before the darkness comes for them next. The star, Kalia, a powerful showgirl out to prove she's the best no matter the cost. The master, Jack, the enigmatic keeper of the club, and more than one lie told. The magician, DeMarco, the brooding judge with a dark past he can no longer hide. The green pie is taking over, but we'll leave it on the same square that we were left on. Roll number 7. 2. Back to pink again or green. We haven't done a green prompt yet, so let's go green for middle grade. All right, can we fit a middle grade into this one? Flopsy, read a book you find intimidating. And a middle grade that's intimidating. Roll number 7 got us a middle grade. Flopsy, a book you find intimidating. Amari and the Great Game. I find this intimidating because I loved the first one so much that I'm scared to read the second one. In the first one, Amari's brother goes missing, and while she's snooping, she finds some things in his room that hints to a different life than what she thought he led, and that leads her to a new life involving magic, a new school, kind of like a magical Men in Black kind of situation, and possibly some answers to where her brother has gone. There was a massive plot twist at the end of the first book, so I am super excited to see how that gets handled in the second one. Roll number 8. 1. Roll again, or orange. We haven't done an orange yet, which is realistic fiction. Please give me a prompt that will work with that. Messenger Hawk. Read a book you've gotten from a book box. I don't know if I have any book box books that are realistic fiction. Ooh, maybe book of the month though? I'll have to look through and see what I've got. If all else fails, we can draw again. Book number 8 was a realistic fiction, and we got Messenger Hawk, a book from a book box. So a lot of the book box books I get are fantasy because they're Alcrate or Fairy Loot, but I do have this book of the month book right here, Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. There's nothing like a little competition to heat things up. Dahlia Woodson's culinary dreams are coming true. Sure, her marriage ended in a hideous explosion of misery, and she's quit her job for the gamble of a lifetime, but she's finally a contestant on the cooking show Chef Special. Now all Dahlia has to do is not fall on her face more than once, make the best food of her life, and try not to get distracted by her hot, incredibly dishy competition. London Parker is fighting for more than just a cooking title. Not only did they just come out as non-binary on national television, but this is an opportunity for London to raise some support and a ton of cash for the queer community. No pressure. Getting distracted by a tiny and adorable tornado like Dahlia could be disastrous. Still, somewhere among the flying fish tacos, rampant egos, and culinary chaos is something that looks a lot like deliciously spicy chemistry. But can London and Dahlia's growing relationship take the heat, or are they about to get burned? So this is gotta be Dahlia, and that's gotta be London, I'm guessing. Here we go with rule number 9. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue, 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. I want to go back to blue. Yes, I'm like going easy on myself. So any age range or genre. Oh, not any genre. Hama, read a horror. Roll number 9 was a blue blank, and to read a horror. This book might make you laugh. Look at this cover. You May Now Kill the Bride by R.L. Stine. This is a Return to Fear Street book. I got this quite a while ago, and it's just been kind of sitting on my shelf and like, oh yeah, maybe someday I'll read it. Why not now? Why not now? This says, 2 sisters divided by time, each with a terrible resentment she can barely contain. 2 Fear family weddings, decades apart, each bride will find that the ancient curse that haunts the Fears lives on. It feeds off the evil that courses through their blood. It takes its toll in unexpected ways and allows dark history to repeat itself. In this all-new Fear Street story, family ties bind sisters together till death do they part. Okay, it is our last roll of this game. I'm always sad on last rolls because I love playing the game so much. I could legit sit here and play it for a long time, but then it means more books I have to read. 3. 1, 2, 3 sci-fi fantasy. 1, 2, 3 middle grade. 1, 2, 3 sci-fi fantasy. I kind of want to pick up another middle grade. So I'm going to do a green pie in there. And a middle grade. Read a book that's under 300 pages. That actually might work. Roll number 10 got us a middle grade Soka under 300 pages. And I happen to have one that's quite little. This is Solimar by Pam Munoz Ryan. Solimar, the Sword of the Monarchs, I should say. Long title. Ever since Solimar was a little girl, she has gone to the Oyamel forest bordering her kingdom to observe the monarch butterflies during their migration, but always from a safe distance. Now on the brink of her quinceañera and her official coronation, Solimar crosses the dangerous creek to sit among the butterflies. There, a mysterious event gives her a gift and a burden, the responsibility to protect the young and weak butterflies with her magical rebozo, or silk shawl. Solimar is committed to fulfilling her role and has a plan that might have worked. But when her father, the king, and her brother, the prince, leave on an expedition, a neighboring king overthrows the kingdom and holds everyone left in the village hostage. It takes all of Solimar's courage to escape and then embark on a dangerous journey to save her kingdom, but she is not alone. Her pet bird, Lazaro, the butterfly she protects, and a magical rag doll, Zarita, are with her. Then at a precarious moment, she meets a river boy who knows the rapids. Even with help, can Solimar save her family, the kingdom, and the future of the monarchs from a greedy king. This book is only 190 pages. Alright, so there are my 10 pie pieces. This one looks a little gap-toothed because it's missing a couple, but we don't want to give myself 12 books, right? Or do we? Since it's December, should we do 2 extra rolls just for fun? I kind of want to. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so we were on this one, and let's go for 2 more rolls. Why not, right? 2. Pink or roll again. We've hit pink a lot, so let's go roll again. 3, 1, 2, 3, roll again. 1, 2, 3, yellow. Alright, we will do a yellow pie. Sci-fi or fantasy? Fire Nation. Word fire in the title or fire in the cover. Alright, then I went insane and decided to add 2 more rolls. So roll number 11 got us a sci-fi or fantasy with fire in the title or on the cover. This has both. It is called Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. It also has beautiful yellow sprayed edges. What if the story we've been told about dragons is wrong? Danny and Eden Rivera were born to kill dragons, but that's the only thing the sisters have in common. For Danny, dragon slaying takes a backseat to everyday high school life. For Eden, slaying is her life. Yet they both agree on one thing: where dragons are concerned, it's kill or be killed. That is until Danny actually meets a dragon and ends up forging a rare and magical soul bond with him. As they grow closer, she begins to question everything she thought she knew. Suddenly, the one thing Eden and Danny always agreed on is the one thing that could tear their world apart. With Danny lost to the wrong side, Eden knows she'll have to risk everything to bring her sister back from the edge, even turning to the mysterious and alluring sorcerers for help. Now on opposite ends of an impending war, the sisters will do whatever it takes to save the other, but the two are playing with magic that's more dangerous than they can imagine, and there is another more powerful enemy waiting for them both in the shadows. So there we go, Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. All right, and now our actual last roll. Roll number 12. 1. Brown or roll again. Do I challenge myself to find a second adult book? Oh, what the heck. Let's go for it. Let's go for another adult book. Since we're just like going for stuff lately, I need to dig a brown pie out of the little bag because I don't have another one out here. A brown pie in there, so we need an adult book. Asleep for 100 Years, read a classic. Oh, could this be more perfect for an adult book? Classic. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And roll number 12, we got an adult book that is a classic. So, in order to help myself, I'm now going to hold up a gigantic book. This is all the collected or complete novels of Jane Austen. So what I'm going to do is allow myself to pick any Jane Austen that I'm in the mood for during the month of December. So maybe it'll be my all-time favorite, Persuasion. Maybe it'll be Pride and Prejudice. Maybe it'll be Lady Susan. Doubtful. I don't like Lady Susan. But whatever any of her books are. So in this massive collection, we have Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, Persuasion, and Lady Susan. All of those books except for Lady Susan are ones that I really, really enjoy. There are so many good things about each one of them. I think I can rule out Northanger Abbey because I have read that the least amount of times. It's got all the creepy gothic stuff in it, and I already have a horror on my list for this month. I don't need more of that. Right now, if I had to choose today, I would say Mansfield Park. For some reason, I just want to read Mansfield Park again. But we'll see. We'll see what I feel like when I'm ready for this one, book number 12. Whew. Okay. So there we go. We have played December TBR and gone a little bit cuckoo crazy, but there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, and I want to wish you guys a magical holiday season as well as a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.